A very good morning to Doctor and my audience. Today, our group will present about the influence of public opinion and media on state foreign policy decision. On the case of CNN effect and Malaysian foreign policy decision towards Bosnia-Herzegovina. So this is our lesson agenda. In this presentation, we will cover about the introduction, our background study, the analysis and all the findings, and lastly the conclusion. So this is our introduction. Bosnian Serbs actually launched an effort to ethnically purge the Bosnian region after Serbia's president Slobodan Milosevic recognized Bosnia as an independent state in 1992. And like any other country, Malaysian foreign policy is drawn up to react others country policies. It's either neighboring country or the countries which is far from us. Once we fail to follow every regulation we have been agreed on the foreign policy, it might cause the conflict of our national interests. So in this incident, the fact of ethnic, ethnically cleanse done by Serbs makes a huge impact and shock to all the people in the world, especially Malaysian, as the ethnically cleanse was focused on Muslim people. So this incident attracted attention from Malaysia, and the Malaysian foreign policy had is affected by this issue. Our objective is to identify the influence of media, which is CNN, on public awareness towards Bosnian War, and we and to study the public reactions towards Bosnia-Herzegovina during the Bosnian War, and lastly to examine Malaysian foreign policy during Bosnian War. In 1946, the People's Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which changed its name to the Socialist Republic in 1963, joined the Federal People's Republic. The elimination of numerous traditional Muslim organizations, including Jewish religious orders, wealthy philanthropic foundation, and Quranic elementary school. The term "Muslim in the ethnic sense" was used in 1961 census, and in 1968 the Bosnian Central Committee declared that the Muslim are a distinct nation. However, a shift in state policy in 1960s led to the acceptance of Muslim as a term expressing a national identity. The tensions resurfaced after Marshal Joseph Tito's passing in 1980. Croatia and Slovenia proclaimed their independence in 1991 as a result of nationalist movements' demands for the further autonomy within Yugoslavia. There are three primary ethnic groups involved in Bosnian War, which were Bosnians, Croats, and Serbs. Three of these ethnic groups have their own armies, while the Bosnians were grouped into the Army of Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina. After the independence, Bosnia and Herzegovina was recognized by the EU. The Bosnian Serbs paramilitary force began firing at Sarajevo on April 7, 1992. From May 1992, General Ratko Mladic-led Bosnia Serbs force shell and shoot at civilian neighborhoods in the city and important buildings, killing, injuring, and terrorizing the civilian populace.
My name is April Lim Zhen Yuan. With matrix number 291606, we're going to present about the influence on media, CNN, on public awareness toward Bosnia-Herzegovina. The first one is rising awareness. The article shed light on the serious crisis in Bosnia-Herzegovina, including the threat of secession by Serbian separatists and the potential for violence and instability. By bringing out this information to public audience, the article increased public awareness about the ongoing tension and the risks in the region. The second one is highlighting historical context. CNN provides historical context by referencing the Bosnia War, the Dayton Agreement, and the Srebrenica massacre by reminding public of the past atrocity and ethnic division. The article helped people to understand the complexity and the sensitivity of the current situation in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And the third one is pointing out potential consequences. It discussed the potential consequences of the crisis, including violence, forced migration, and regional destabilization. By presenting this scenario, the article aimed to create a sense of urgency among the reader and draw attention to the potential human and geopolitical costs. And the next one is identifying blind and inaction. The article highlights the role of Serbian leaders in stoking tension and the failure of the international community to take decisive action. By holding accountable those contributing to the crisis and those who fail to address it, the article aims to foster a sense of responsibility and call for action. And the next one is encouraging diplomatic and policy action. The article suggests the unilateral sanction and the treating secessionists moves as a European security challenge could be potential measure to address the crisis. By presenting this option, the article may encourage public discourse on potential solution and prompt policymakers to consider more robust response.
Good morning, doctor. My name is Ho Shan Mei and my reference number is 294661. So for my part, I'm going to present the public reactions towards the conflict in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So during this conflict, there's many changes occurred. For example, the political, economics, cultures, and also the social changes. So in terms of political changes, the public reactions reflect the fragility of the state, which the states are weak, vulnerable, and prone to instability. So according to research, that 69.1 populations reveals a negative opinions towards the Bosnian government, 69.1 of the population reveal an unfavorable reputations towards the parliament, and also 53.8% of the populations reveal also an unfavorable reputations towards the office and of the High Representative. And lastly, for the religious institutions, it received the most support from citizens, which is about 65.2% of the populations. And move on to economic changes. There's many problems occurs in the end of the conflict. For example, 1.2 million of the refugees occurs, 1 million displaced persons, and also the country divided into three distinct political economic units. And also for the employment at that also occurs the highest employment rate at the time, and therefore the public feel insecure and concerned to their life being, and also exacerbated the disparities. So in terms of social changes, that's a prevailing sense of dissatisfaction among the populations. Many individuals feel disempowered and they are unable to exert their social authorities. And therefore, this has caused 70% of the population express a desire to migrate to other countries. Besides, for the cultural changes, the conflict in the Bosnian and Herzegovina evoked a wide range of public response. This because during that time the official language were divided into separate mother tongues, implemented different school curriculums, and also the public educations has even promoted intra-ethnic unity.
Assalamualaikum and good day, sir. My name is Ashura Azman, matrix number 287645, and I'll be presenting about Malaysia's foreign policy during Bosnian War. First of all, it is one of Malaysia's objective on taking a strong stand on matters of community interests, human rights worries, issues of justice, and also issues of equality. And Malaysia chose to take an action due to the failure of United Nations and European powers. That was unjust, one-sided, and unsatisfactory when it chose to keep silent throughout the conflict. Moving on to the next part, the changes of Malaysia's foreign policy occur when Malaysia participated in the organization of the Islamic Conference (OIC), the Non-Aligned Movement (NAM), and also United Nations (UN). Through this participation, Malaysia's Prime Minister Dr. Tun Mahathir Mohamad vocally criticized United States and also the European powers because of the double standard showed to the Bosnia during the conflict. Moreover, Malaysian soldiers also participated in UN operations that were referred as Malbert I to prevent an escalation of the war, to keep people from starving, and also offer medical assistance. Furthermore, Malaysia is also the only country that welcomes the Bosnian by granting entry to our country without visa and also providing them a sanitary house. That's all from me. Thank you.